What's up, beautiful artists? This is Ian Katanak, aka the Renegade Writer from ConsciousWriterStripe.com, here today to present to you, yes you, that budding, blooming artist out there, week number 9 of my deep dive into Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. Boom. Here we go. This is the uncensored guide. This isn't the YouTuber influencer guide, everybody. This is where we go in. This is where we go deep. And today we are talking about recovering a sense of compassion. Now that we have strength, it's time for some compassion. It's time to go inward. We see this a lot, actually, if you look at the story of astrology. You move from hard to soft, and we need to move into softness, because if we stay too hard, we will get trampled. But if we stay too soft, if we stay too hard, we'll become too rigid. But if we stay too soft, then we will become trampled, and people will, take advantage of us and whatnot. So, today, though, the first topic is fear, and fear is the big one, right? And fear is cool and weird all at the same time, because sometimes fear can be a driving and motivating force. But why would you ever want that in your life? Fear is great if you're trying to live the 9-to-5 cookie cutter house, never do any creative work, never change the world, get your pension plan lifestyle. Cool, let's get a little fear in there. Let's sprinkle some COVID, some Joe Biden fear, some Donald Trump fear, the communist craze, QAnon craze. We're talking about American politics. Let's just get a little bit of fear, and then everyone will feel a little bit better. But fear in terms of artists, let's start with a quote from Julia Cameron. Blocked artists are not lazy. They are blocked. And that's one of the main distinctions that we need to talk about, is that artists unwillingly are blocked. No artist wants to be the artist that doesn't get anything done, that doesn't move forward, that doesn't make the projects of their dreams happen. But they are blocked because of trauma, man, and fear. It could be from other things, but really the word she likes to use is fear, and that's cool. And if we want to put things onto a polarity, there's a fear and love, light and dark. And looking at the chakra system, if we see right here, the chakra system, the chakra number 1, the Muladhara chakra, is moving out of base consciousness, is moving out of the primal instincts that we all have. And a lot of us never really get out of there, because we have chakra number 1 and then chakra number 2, which deals with creativity, which is the navel chakra and the sexual chakra. And a lot of us never really, if we get out of number 1 and we could get some money, we're feeling better, we never get out of the creative chakra, because we don't unleash our creative potential. And it's all a metaphor. If we're talking about chakra number 3, we don't have the strength like last week. We become too oriented in strength. And look how hard you work for random things and for random people and at random jobs. You are not lazy. If you have not gotten done what you need to get done, look how hard you try at watching Netflix. Look how try you hard at appeasing people that don't care how much you get done. Look how hard you're trying. You're trying pretty damn hard, man. But the reason you're trying at things you don't want to do is fear. The fear, we've talked about a lot of different things that can happen. Your friends won't like you. Your family will disapprove of you. What if you're an erotic artist or an erotic art, want to do erotic art, erotic modeling, erotic writing, and you have a religious family? They're not going to approve of that. But if that is your calling, to push that narrative and to help the world open up, the world's sexuality open up, that is a noble cause. That is something that we've been programmed, and it's unfortunate that we even have to have sexuality opening. That was open at one point when we were, a little bit more primal and raw, and then it got closed, and now we're back to trying to open it again. And it's crazy that the valve ever got shut off. But see, that's one instance. But there's a lot of instances. Negative feedback, negative reviews, friends not understanding, having to live in poverty. There's a lot of fear that can go into your artistic endeavors. But you, that artist sitting there right now, has to get over that fear. And the way to get over that fear, and it's cool that Julia does this, is through enthusiasm. If anyone's read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Way, the first tenet is a burning desire. If you do not have a burning desire, you're not going to hit your maximum potential. You're not going to be able to keep moving and through the hard times because you are stuck without that burning desire. And I would recommend people read Think and Grow Rich, and not really for the money aspect, and don't really follow the advice. Just look at the core 12 principles. And I can pull them up right now. Here we go, everybody. And it's cool because Julia talks about a lot of these. We have desire, faith. We've talked about this burning desire, faith, autosuggestion, which is affirmations, which can be the affirmations, specialized knowledge, imagination, which is what we're working on, decision making. That was probably strength, persistence. We've talked about perseverance, enthusiastic support, having a mastermind group, having what we talked about last week, organized planning, the power of the mastermind, literally everything we talked about. Like the theory and the theories have, and sorry, that was my notes right there that I go off of. The theory of creativity is the same. It's been around for thousands of years. We know what to do. Surround yourself with good people, want it really badly, and stick with it no matter what. And live in a way that promotes a healthy lifestyle. That's all you need to do. And just make sure you keep showing up. But life is hard. There are negative people out there, and you have to slash them out of your life, everybody. They have no place in your life anymore. They have no place in your life. And it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to not go see those people. Trust me. Trust me on that, everybody. And instead of working on discipline, work on your relationships with the projects you want to do. We think that, like, discipline is the answer, that I need more discipline. I need to wake up earlier. I need to do this. That's not the answer. The answer is, if you have have you ever had a day where you really wanted to do something? There was like a concert or something, like, right? Like there's a concert, there's an event, maybe your wedding day. Like you woke up and there was no block. You just went and did it. There was no anxiety. If you claim you have anxiety or ADHD or whatever other malarkey that you like to tell yourself, that day, there was none of that. You've had days where there was none of that. So why are there days that you have that? It's because you are not aligned with what you're doing. You haven't found the right projects. You haven't maybe even uncovered the right projects yet. But you maybe don't even know what you need yet. And that is going to happen through movement, through action. And then those things are going to come out. But if you're writing for money, if you're writing for the greater good, the greater good, you need to write to tap into the ether, to be a vessel, to co-create with the universe, and you will produce mind-altering and world-changing books. And one of the things that I've done is to help this disciplined work flow easier is keeping a clean space. I think the book I'm reading right now that changed a lot of this for me is Work Clean by Dan Charnas. But I'm going to talk about the stages of cleanliness, because productivity apps, productivity books, getting things done by David Allen and Brian Tracy books. I've read 100+ productivity books, and some of their little tips helped me for a while. Sometimes I needed that because I was working on stuff, but those are only good for stuff that doesn't matter. That's to help force you into stuff. The reason to have a clean space is so that you are ready to do what you need to do when it needs to get done. And that's what I've learned, that I've developed my own personal system that literally has no basis in anything, but I've really been just trying to keep a clean and organized space first and foremost. Have some, we talked about this the other week, but just have everything laid out. I can't emphasize this enough. It's so important. Same with the rest of your house. Sweep, mop, get your roommates to help you. You can't let that stuff fall behind. You can do it. Listen to motivational podcasts. Here's another tip. We've talked about this before too. 2 hours a day of motivational shit in your ear. It could be me talking right now. This counts. Look, I'm fucking going, man. I am here to motivate you to create art for the world. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is here for you. Spiritual commitment. So one of the other things that really helps stoke enthusiasm and stokes not getting stuck in these creative U-turns is a spiritual commitment to something higher. And once you're up there, then you start to hit a level. There's certain levels, man. And even if the prospects of money don't seem great with the project, you don't feel ready for all the hate that you're going to get, if you have a higher spiritual commitment, you are going to be able to step into that role and be great and do what people and provide what people really need. And I know you can do that. I know that you have what it takes within you to become great. And I don't know what that spiritual commitment is, but like I'm really trying to cultivate that here on Conscious Writers Tribe. And I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel and messaging me. This is a collective group. Even though I have been the only person to post up till this point, I want content from all different types of I'm creators. I'm willing to host anything that is monumental, anything that is life-changing, whether that be books, music, articles, videos, whatever you want. I can provide you a platform to market it and ask for nothing in return. Ask for no creative rights, ask for no exclusivity contracts. There'll be nothing. If you want it up on the website, you can be up, and if you want it down, you can get taken down. And that's my offer to you right now. But, well, if you are here listening, I'm sure that your work will do great here. And if it's not here, then make your own website. That's all. Make your own website. Find a different collective that aligns more with you, but just find something and that is committed to higher spiritual principles. And if you, like I said, if you're struggling with that, then hop on board of hop on another train that's doing that and let them take you there. And then as the train's moving, you're reading in there and, compiling how you're going to do it. And then you can go off one day and start your own group. That's what all this is about. Literally, that's all I'm here for, is to help the next generation. Because I know that this generation, by the time we die, it's probably not going to get done. But I know with technology and connectivity that if I can sit here and motivate people with some of the knowledge I have, some of the younger people, that they're going to set up the systems that are really going to work. That what I'm doing is probably pretty inefficient. One of the things it's also about being goofy. One of the easiest ways to get into spirituality is just to be goofy, just to dance around a little bit, get your music going, like have fun with it. And great book I read this year, about to do a review on it. I actually read it a couple months ago. Is Commendatore by Haruki Murakami. Excuse me, I probably mispronounced that, the book title. And it's about, I'll just give you a quick synopsis, no real spoilers. It's about an artist that is like a portrait artist, and he makes a ton of money being an artist, like doing portraits. Has everything he wants, but he quits and he says, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go like be an artist. And he has a friend whose dad is like an elder, and he's like a famous artist who's now in a nursing home. And the guy goes there and lives in his house and is a caretaker for the house and starts to work on his own art and starts drawing intuitive art. And that intuitive art, brings up ghosts and demons and all this stuff. And it's super cool. But it's about the move from form into chaos. The move from your life right now is probably too rigid. Your artistic forms are probably too rigid. Most of us who are watching videos like this and reading books like this aren't free-flowy and needing discipline. We need more creativity. We need more flowering and more time on the page. And one of my favorite authors, who I don't have a book here to show you, I have them all on the shelf right now, is Carlos Castaneda and the Don Juan series. Carlos Castaneda is a troublesome figure. He became a cult leader, and who knows the validity of his actual history, the historical aspects of his stories. But his information on becoming a warrior and the occult and the desert and all that is tried, true, and can help every single person around. And I would recommend reading all of his books. So Carlos Castaneda, and a lot of things about Carlos is that a lot of his occult and spiritual and shamanic teachings are about being able to play and being able to laugh, and and there's a serious aspect, but if you can't laugh and you can't play, then you're not really spiritual. And creative U-turns, and I've had a ton of creative U-turns, and that's something else she's talking about. And I'd like to make an announcement that you have to be able to publish something sometimes. On March 31st, I am publishing a book on poetry, eco-poetry, titled Silence in the Shamanic Desert No Matter What. Even if it's 20 poems or 100 poems, no matter what I have, I'm going to do it that day because I have to keep moving forward and put something out in the world. And that's a commitment I'm making to myself right now, right here, in public, on video, for the creator. And like we talked about last week, this is about staying consistent, keeping the enthusiasm, admitting that these U-turns exist, admitting that sometimes that we go on these U-turns and we get thrown off for years helps us. And that's what I've been doing with this book. I've been delaying it for years. Oh, there needs to be 100 solid poems that are something that people have never seen. It's like, no, I just need to put out 100 poems out there because I know that they're good and I know that they're solid enough for a book and that they're, going to make the world a better place. And then it's time to move on to the next book. But making a commitment can help. Admitting that it's there and making a commitment, a soft commitment, and then following through with it will help you. But don't sabotage and burn bridges when you're worried about creative U-turns. If you're in a creative rut right now, just stay in your echo chamber. Don't fight with the haters. Don't fight with the critics. Don't fight with your family. Just ignore them as much as you can and stay in an echo chamber and release something. And then you can deal with everybody. You can deal with everybody, all the haters, everybody telling you it's not going to work. Deal with that later. But as you're trying to create, do that. And then tether yourself to a community like this that can help you. And I would like to go over one of the exercises, and it's blasting through blocks, and it's listening, resentment, anger you have in connection with this project. Doesn't matter how, and we're talking about a project. So let's talk about silence in the shamanic desert. I'll use myself as an example. Grudges. Some of the grudges I have that, like, I maybe know people who are getting PhDs or have MFAs or who've already written poetry books, and they have, they're going to have publishers lined up because they're in the Ivy League and they're writing to market and they're going to get actually paid, and here I am doing my thing. There's a resentment right there. Boom. Ask your artist to listen in all fears about the projected piece of work and anyone connected to it. Some fears. My poetry is not going to be as good as some of the greats. My poetry isn't going to be received well. Some people aren't going to understand what I'm doing. It's not going to be as well polished as I want. The book cover is not going to be enough. Boom. Ask myself, is that all? Have I left out anything? Any suppressed stupid anger? I'm angry at the world for not caring about poetry. I'm angry that and I resent myself for taking a long time off from poetry. I took 2 years off because I was in a bad relationship. And I was writing, but I wasn't taking it as seriously as I wanted, and then boom. Ask yourself what you stand to gain by not doing this piece of work. If I don't write this, then, I'm not going to be the poet. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the guy that went all the way, everybody, even though I am in these videos. So I don't really know if there's nothing really. I can't really criticize others as much because I'm going to have a piece of work out there that others can criticize. Make a deal. The deal is, okay, creative force, you can take care of the quality, I'll take care of the quantity. Sign your deal and post it. So boom, I actually did this again, and it's up on the wall right here, everybody, and I would recommend you do the same thing. It literally works. If you take care of the quantity, the quality will get taken place. If you sit down for 4 hours a day, that may seem like a lot, but if you could work that out a couple times a week, and just blast out a ton of work, you'll see that it has a lot of it some quality. At least half of it's going to be something that can become publishable with some revising. And that's about it for today, everybody. This chapter didn't have too much. The main theme today is to find a community. There's a community here, and it's to remain enthusiastic. It's to blow through fear, that fear does not exist, that you are not lazy, that you are great, but you are just in a block situation, and there's ways to get out. I am always here for you, no matter what. If you want to talk about your creative project, let me know and I will give encouragement. No matter if I'm the biggest book reviewer YouTube star 10 years from now, I will give you some encouragement. Even if it's for 1 minute, I will send you a video or send you a written message or an audio message and tell you yo, you got this, man. Hit me up when it's done. Send it over and I'll check it out when it's done. And you got this. No one's better than you. And I'll do that literally every single day for you. And that's what you need to do for others. We need to encourage people not to get the job, not to say good job on it, to encourage them to do creative projects. So this is your boy right here, Ian Castaneda, the Renegade Writer, here today to tell you that you got this. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you guys for week number 10. We are almost